Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Today is October 16th, and this is Brad Matheny. We're going to get into the TTScanner Hotlists right now to show you what's going on. And as I keep telling you, these are incredible opportunities for swing trades. We are going to start with the TTScanner main ETF list. This is very, very important for you to understand that the markets broke down last week. All of these triggers up here that show basically from here upward are either twos or ones. This means that these are 1 to 2 weeks old, technically 2 to 3 weeks old, because the new triggers last week are right here. This is as of Monday last week. This was 2 weeks ago, 1 week old, counting last week as the second week, and these are 2 weeks old. But look at some of these triggers. So here we have RWX, the U.S. Dow Jones Industrial International Real Estate, and it's up 5.04%. Next one is XLB, up 1.33%. Next one is USRT, up 5.33%. Next one is IYR, up 6.88%. Here's one 7.68%, which is XT, it looks like. But look at some of these triggers. Now, I want you to also pay attention to the fact that we've only got 1, 2, 3 triggers that are slightly negative as of the last 3 weeks. All the rest of them have been positive. The stops are in a solid place. They're all thrusting downward right now. Now, obviously, these red ones show extreme thrusting. These show moderate thrusting. And the new triggers last week, look at the new triggers. This is literally 5 days old, counting Monday. The first trigger is IXJ, the healthcare. It's a short trigger. It's off by 0.46%. The next one is SDS, ultra short, S&P. That's a long trigger. It's up 3.24%. Next trigger is QQQ. It's a short trigger. It's up 3.18%. Next trigger is XLK, the technology sector, is up 3.29%. And finally, IYG, financial services, a short trigger, is up 0.70. Some really great trades. This one here, which is REIT, it looks like, has already hit the first target. It's off, up 13.71%. Stop levels at 22.94. Entry price is 23.63. So we've already moved our stop below our entry. This is a protected trade. It's only 3.5, 4 weeks old. This one here is XLC, Communication Services. It's up 7.23%, has not hit any targets. Stop is just above our entry. Here's one that's 14 weeks old. This is Nugget, short trigger, entry price of 35.08. We've got 36.17% profit. Stop is at 38.44, has not hit our first target yet. Close to it, about $4 away. And these are both 35, 39 weeks long, XLE and XOP. So understand that these are providing you some really great weekly swing trading setups. I mean, we've got a bunch of triggers here last week, and out of the, let's call it roughly 14, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 triggers. Out of 18 triggers, only 3 of them are negative, and the average negative is about 1.6% negative right now. The rest of them are all positive. So that means that we've got about an 85% success rate so far on these triggers. Really wonderful. And if we count these, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 with 1 loss. So this should be about an 82% accuracy rate so far on these triggers. It's still too early to tell. These are only 4 or 5 days into the new trade trigger. Next, let's go to the value list. Now, the value list is smaller because we've got a lot of data on here. We've got a lot of great triggers up here. Newest ones are up here at the top. This one is only 3 weeks old, and it looks like this is ALE. It's already hit the first target, up 12.25%, and the stop is below our entry price right now, so this is a completely protected trade. Lastly, we have, this is 5 weeks old, which let me come across here and see what it is. Dow Inc. We got in at 49.90, it looks like. We've already hit our first target of 43.76. Stop is at 47.45, it looks like. Zoom in here, 47.46. So we've already protected this trade. So of the trades we have here, we've got a couple of good ones. We got, let's see, the new trades. We'll come down to week 3. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 winners out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So in this particular scenario, we're about 45, 50% accuracy on these triggers. These are on the newest triggers up here, 2 to 3, possibly 4 weeks old. Having some really good gainers. Our losses are very, very small. So understand that even though we may be holding a few, the losses are contained at 2 or 3% typically. We had a couple triggers here. Caterpillar and 3M got flat last week. And that's typically what's going to happen. If these trades mature, then they'll hold them for maybe, 6 to 20 weeks or longer. If not, then they get out very quickly and we don't take any extra risk. We're just out waiting for the next trigger. Of our new trades that happened last week, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 new trades. All of them are profitable, averaging about 2.5, let's say 2.25, 2.5% profit. Everything is rock solid so far. We have a trade, all of these short trades, and AXP, HAS, Hasbro, Nike, Cisco Systems, and Lamar Advertising. All of them in profits. Stop is still far enough away. Give us room to trade. We would be looking for target 1. And remember, what you're looking to do here is depending on market conditions. Right now, my overall consensus is to stay very cautious of the market. We have mixed trending based on my rotational modeling system, and we have some real concerns whether the market's going to find a bottom or continue to move lower. So in this type of scenario, my recommendation is to pull 50 to 60% off at target 1, another 20 to 25% off at target 2, and then leave the remaining 20 to 25% trailing with a stop. So this way you anchor in the biggest profit on this first target, and then a very small profit on the second target. So figure 50% here, 25% here, and then 25% remaining if it happens. And that's ideally how you want to move. Now, in a more conservative manner, meaning if we had long-term bullish trending, long-term bearish trending, then I would recommend 30 to 35% here, 30 to 35% here, and then leave the remaining trailing. That would leave you with roughly a 30 to 35% trailing level. Whereas now we're going 50%, roughly 25%, and then 25%. The deal is we're taking more off of this initial target, protecting it very aggressively. Okay, so now let's go to the core and the core invert list. This is the core list. And again, we'll take a look at some of these triggers. So we only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 triggers here that are new from last couple of weeks. These number 1s, remember, represent they're technically 1 week old, which is really 2 weeks. 7.82% in ARKQ, 6.41% in HALE, minus 2.16% in DIA, 6.88% in IYR, minus 0.48% in XLP, and then we come down here to 17.42%. This is 4 weeks old, really almost 5. In MJ, we have hit all of our, sorry, this is not MJ, this is IYZ. We've hit all of our targets. We've got our stop at 23.20. We entered at 25.03. This is, again, a wonderful trade trigger. And look at some of these, the others, 20-some weeks old. Let's skip these because they're older. But remember, these older triggers give you a lot of opportunity. 22 weeks, think about that. That's about 6 months. 35, 36 weeks, that's about 8, 9 months in length. Really quite powerful. The newest triggers we have here, QLD is up 6.65%. It's only a week old. XLK is up 3.29%, only a week old. XRT is up 1.83%, only a week old. IYT is up 0.45%. QQQ is up 3.18, and SPY is up 1.74. These are only 5 days old, and these are our newest triggers, and they're setting up very solidly for a nice little runner. They're all shorts, which means that we're looking for the market to be moving bearish, downward. So you can see the long-term trending here is bearish. We only have a couple of bullish. UUP here, which is the dollars, up 14%. XOP is a long-term trigger from almost 9 months ago. We've already hit our targets, our stops well. It is actually very solid right here. We've hit both these targets. So with 107, we have $3 risk, but we've already had a $14 target and a $27 target. So we've had great profits with a $3 risk. And then, of course, XLE, same type of scenario. Stop has moved above our entry price already. We had a $35 first target and then a $40 second target. Hit both of those already. And we are currently trading at 80.28, so we're still $15 away from our stop. But the idea here, ladies and gentlemen, is these provide excellent swing trade or options trade opportunities. Remember, you are going to want to allocate as an options trade. You're going to want to allocate at least 20 to 25 days minimum on an option. These would be, they mature over periods of time, which are weeks, and they may take, 3 to 5 weeks to actually turn into some profits. So I'll give you an example. Like this one is 4 or 5 weeks old. It's already rallied up from our entry price of $25. We got 17% profit. It's at $20 right now. We've already seen these targets get hit. So understand that we have a very solid targeting factor in place for these. And essentially, once you hit these targets, once you get to target one, if you're trading options, or sufficient profit, like this 8.72% profit here on ARKQ, would be about a 15 to 20% profit on your options trade. So and that's only 2 weeks old. So at this point, you should look to try to pull profits or pull some of those option contracts off to offset your cost and let it continue to rally. Next, we'll go to the inverse list. Got lots of long triggers. Long side of the market's been a little rough, but this is the inverse side. You can see 2 weeks old already in this trigger, which is DRV, the real estate 3X bear. We've hit our first target. You can see from where we entered, that was about a $13 target, it's up 25%. These are all under some pressure. Now, a lot of these are going to be 3X. So this is the Dow, a DXD, and this one is the Dow, SDow, ultra short. So you got to be careful when you're looking at 3X and 2X ETFs. They move very quickly. They're going to have more risk. But generally, take a look at our triggers. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 triggers. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 of the 11 triggers are losers so far. These are going back to this 3-week-old. I'm ignoring this 25-week-old trigger. So essentially, we've got about a 68 to 70% accuracy, maybe 72% accuracy, and the winners outpace the losers by more than double right now. Of our new triggers, as of last week, every single one of them is a winner right now. SH is up 1.65, SDS is up 3.24, SPDN is up 1.71, and SEF is up 0.56. So remember, everyone, for trading, these are weekly swing trading signals. They're slower. You make decisions every Monday based on what the system is talking to us and whether or not targets get hit and stops get adjusted. There's beautiful swing trades that can last 2 to 10 plus weeks in length. And generally, the idea is cut your losses, get out of them quickly, allocate efficiently, and then essentially trade them efficiently. If you're options trading, target a reasonable 6 to 10% first target. If you're trading the stocks or the ETFs, remember to allocate your positions effectively. 33 on target 1, 33% target 1, 33% target 2, 33% on stop. Or if we're more conservative, 50 to 60% target 1, 20 to 30% target 2, and then the remainder running with your trailing stop. All right, guys, hope you're enjoying and hope you're seeing the real value here. When the markets settle and really start moving into a trend, we're going to get some really great triggers here. This is holding up very, very well given what the market's doing right now. But just remember, we're in a weird sideways waiting for something to happen mode in the general U.S. and global markets. When the markets shift back into that longer term trending, we're going to get some real big 20, 30, 40 week trends out of these signals, and they're going to be very explosive.